know that homes have been selling very quickly and that inventory is low. Pretty much at this point in time, anything that's in good condition that goes up for sale is getting a contract on it. But today, I want to talk about or give you 5 reasons why, even in current market conditions, it's a good idea to have a pre listing inspection done. Hi, this is Andrew with the Andrew Smith team at eXp Realty. And if you've been thinking of selling your home, you may wonder why. Why would I do that? Why would I invest the money in having an inspection done prior to listing when I know I'm going to get an offer anyway? So, I want to just share some ideas with you today, something to think about. Obviously, not everyone does this, but there are these 5 main reasons why it could be in your best interest. So, number one is transparency, right? And I say that because in any business dealing that you have, transparency is key to a successful deal closing. There is always an assumption that maybe something is being hidden. And, as a seller, if you go out there up front and you just provide any and all information that you have above and beyond what other homeowners are doing, it's going to put you in a better position than you might otherwise be in. It just kind of shows, hey, here's the home we've got for sale. Here's my disclosure, letting you know everything about the property. And also, here's a copy of an inspection that I had done to detail everything that was found out about the property. All right. Number two, it can help you smooth out the transaction. And here's what I mean by that: all homes are bought and sold on emotion, unless you're an investor. An investor can run strictly by the numbers, but the vast majority of buyers and sellers don't work that way. All homes are bought and sold on emotion. It's natural for the entire process to be highly charged and emotional to begin with. And there are, for both buyers and sellers, 3 main areas or 3 main points during a transaction that can actually cause those stress levels to go up. Number one is the offer negotiation itself. A buyer gets invested in the property emotionally, they write the offer, it's going back and forth. They, at that point in time, really want that house. So that's a stressful time. Number two is the home inspection. It creates a lot of uncertainty for the buyer and the seller. What's going to be found? We love this house. We don't want there to be a major problem. And number three is the appraisal. Is it going to come in at value, and what's that going to look like? But today we're just focusing on the second one of those, the home inspection. So when you've got a property and you get under contract, there's always a sigh of relief on both sides. And then you've got that inspection. And the inspection is one of those things where sellers are concerned, buyers are concerned. What's the inspector going to find? There's just a huge unknown. And if anything major is found, or what a buyer considers major, that can just add to that stress and emotion and easily cause the entire transaction to unravel, especially if the buyer's wanting repairs made that the seller, are not wanting to be made. So let's take all of that out of the equation and deal with it right up front, so you can smooth out a lot of those stressful periods during that transaction. All right. Number three, you can actually boost the buyer confidence. In that, what I mean by that is, again, if you are willing to have an inspection done up front, you as the seller already know what the major items are going to be. You can already make a determination on what you are and are not willing to do. And at that point in time, you can decide to get those items fixed right up front. You could turn, if there's anything that's minor and you don't want to get fixed, that's okay. An allowance can be made later on down the road. But for the most part, again, it goes back to number one on transparency. You're going to add confidence to the buyer if you turn around and say, here's my disclosure, here's the inspection, here's a couple things that were found, here are the receipts to show that we already took care of that, right? So again, you're doing everything that you possibly can to boost the confidence of the buyer that everything about the house is in good working order. Number four, reducing liability. Liability is a big one. It's one of the biggest things that happens in real estate transactions. There can be contract issues. We see it in for sale by owners, and it comes down to a lack of disclosure. It's invariable that not, or it's possible that not everything is always caught in the course of the transaction. There are many times when problems are not discovered until after a buyer moves in. That's not saying that it's your fault as the seller, but the buyer, if something really does go wrong, is going to be looking for somebody to blame. And litigation can get involved at that point in time. If you, as the seller, provided a complete seller disclosure and you're like, look, I had no knowledge of this issue whatsoever. In addition, I had the home inspected before I listed it. My inspector didn't find anything to do with this issue. If the buyer also had a home inspection, which they still have the right to do, even if you, as the seller, provided them one, and that inspector didn't find anything either, again, that's going to go a long way to prove that you, as the seller, didn't have any knowledge of it. It's something that's new. It's not something that was being hidden. And again, your liability can therefore be reduced. And lastly, number 5 is having a pre-inspection done can help you as the seller remain in control. Now, when you are, let's say you're selling your home and you're moving into another one, right? At that point in time, time is against you. You're under contract. You may be under contract on a new home that you're buying. The inspection reveals something that you didn't expect. The buyer's nervous about the inspection or what the repairs are going to mean to them. You don't want to lose the home that you're now buying, and it causes in essence a loss of control, and you're going to have to work things out quickly, and it may not be the in your best interest to do that. If you go ahead and have that inspection done up front, you're going to be able to make the decisions right then and there on what you are and aren't going to do. If the buyer's inspector says something different than your pre-listing inspection, you've got another professional's opinion to back up why you're taking the approach or the stance that you are. It's also going to give you the flexibility to say, yes, I'm going to repair this, or on these, I'm not going to repair those, but based on what it is, I may make an adjustment in my price, or I may go ahead right up front, disclose that that issue exists, and make an allowance for the buyer. So again, it comes down to control. You remain in control in those situations. All right. So they're nothing overly complicated there, but they're 5 simple things that are often overlooked that can go a long way to help making sure that your sale is successful. So if you've got any other questions or you want to get an idea on what's going on in the market in your area, please reach out. I'm always happy to help. And if there's any situations that come up that you're not sure about, we can help you with those as well.